Hey guys, Kirsty Snyder here. Wanted to hop on live and give you some last minute tips and such for our webinar tonight, okay? So when you get on, if there's no red live button, hashtag replay in the comments for me. If you're catching this live, Anna, for example, be sure to say hi. Love to talk with you guys and answer any specific marketing questions for how you can close 5 platinums tonight on the webinar, okay? If you guys have not been enrolling people yet, tonight is your night. It really is. And if you have not yet gotten a sale, tonight is your night. It really is. If you want to gain more traction in your business, tonight is the night to do that, okay? Daniel and I are hosting the webinar tonight. We'll also have a couple testimonials at the beginning, which gives what? Relatability. You need to be there live, intentionally present at 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? 110%. Now, the importance of tonight, you guys, is you get to decide how many you enroll. You get to decide how lucrative your business is based on how you show up tonight. Now, I'm not talking about mindset so much this time. I'm talking about your strategy, okay? The strategy you hold tonight is going to determine how many sales you get, how much impact you have, how many people are going to start saving money, okay? So before I get into the meat of it, you guys, I want you to tag people right now. We have a handful on, which is awesome. I want to double or triple that. So start tagging your team right away, okay? Anna, Heather, Ashley, Jason, good to see you guys. The rest of you, if you have commented, I haven't seen the comments come in yet. Sometimes they're delayed on my phone. So be sure to start tagging your people right now, okay? Hi, Mandy. Hi, Jason. Hi, Ryan. Tag your team right now. Jason's tagging his wife. Awesome. Perfect. Love it. And yes, Anna, show up. We're going to be talking a couple things about how to market. This is your last minute marketing tips and tricks, okay? And what to expect for tonight. Because if you go into tonight saying, oh, well, Daniel and Kirsty are going to be, you know, they're going to be the ones saying, oh, get back to the person who sent you here. How many of you guys would think, okay, well, if their call to action is get back to the person who sent you here, how many of you guys are actually going to follow up, or are you going to wait for the sale to come to you? Think about it for a moment. Your first impression when I say that, are you going to wait for someone who registered to reach out to you because that's our call to action tonight? Are you going to say, okay, well, no one got back to me, so I guess, you know, no one wants to sign up? Or are you going to be the squeaky wheel getting the grease? Are you going to be the squeaky wheel getting the grease? Because if you're the squeaky wheel getting the grease, you will have closes tonight. Even if you only have 3 people on, guess what? 3 people would enroll if you follow up correctly, okay? If you follow up correctly, you will have at least 3 people enroll tonight. And honestly, they'll enroll into platinum. They will. Do you guys believe that? If you could have 3 platinums enroll tonight, how many people do you think you need on the webinar? At least 3. So you guys were like, I have 1. Cool. Then expect maybe 1 sale, right? But if you want to actually gain traction in your business and you want and desire to impact more people, the more people you have on tonight, the better. I honestly, okay, this is me just shooting it to you guys straight. If you don't have anyone coming tonight, don't come. If you do not have anyone coming tonight, ooh, that sounds harsh. But here's my point. If you do not have anyone coming tonight, why would you come? So you can cheerlead? No. Now, I get that sounds really harsh. And you know what? You could argue and say, well, I'm going to show up anyway because I want to learn. Yeah? Or you could put your head down, stop waiting for us to teach you how to do a webinar, get people on the webinar, and let us help you close them. Okay? If you have people coming tonight, comment people in the comments. How many people do you have coming tonight? Do you know? Do you know how many people you have? This is going to be marketing tips. So you guys, if you're not tagging your team yet, I really encourage you to tag your team because I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks for how to talk to someone about it and how to follow up and when. Okay? So if you have people coming tonight, Yolanda has people coming, Ashley has people coming, awesome. How many of you guys have a way of how you're going to follow up? Do you want to know my way of following up? I have over 100 personal enrollments. Do you guys want to learn from me about that? Ashley has 5 people coming tonight. Guess what? If Ashley and Jason has 7 people coming tonight, for example, if Ashley and Jason both follow up correctly and they ask for the sale, okay, did you hear that? Ask for the sale, put that in the comments. We got to get more people on this webinar, you guys, or this live video. Put it in the comments. Let's boost this algorithm, okay? If Ashley, for example, has 5 people coming tonight, guess how many people she could close if she follows up accordingly? 5. I am talking 100% conversion. You want to know why? Because that is possible. And I'm not saying this out of like, oh, let's just be super, super visionary and hopeful and dreamer. No, I'm saying if Ashley has 5 people coming tonight, she could close 5 platinums. Not gold, platinum. You want to know why? Because she's going to ask for the sale. She's going to ask for the sale and she's going to follow up accordingly. Here's a couple tips and tricks, you guys, and this applies to any time you do something, especially when hosting a webinar, whether you eventually host a webinar on your own or you have me and Daniel help you, or you schedule one and you do a launch, how some of us have done, okay? No matter how you do it, you have to follow up. You have to first engage them beforehand. Guess what? You have to engage them during it. And then guess what? You have to engage them afterward. Okay, I'll give you an example. I worked with Bob Proctor. Okay, you guys know Bob. If you know Bob Proctor, put Bob Proctor in the comments. I want to know who knows that beautiful man. Okay, Bob Proctor shared a story about him doing a training at an insurance company. No one had ever crossed a certain amount of sales. It was like $1 million in sales or something. Don't even remember the company at this point. Don't remember. But Bob said, well, are you asking for everyone to buy $100,000 of life insurance? Well, no, because not everyone needs it, right? That was the argument. Well, no. Why would I ask for it if they don't want it, right? They don't want it, so I'm not going to suggest it. And then from that training that he did, all of the insurance agents started hitting over $100,000 every single week. Why? Because every single person, every client that they met with, they asked for a $100,000 policy. They said, as the insurance agent, let's do $100,000 in life insurance or whatever it was, right? They started asking for the sale, and so the person said yes. You want to know why the person said yes? Because you can lead a horse to water, you can't make the horse drink. But if you don't ever lead the horse to water, the horse has no chance to drink it, right? Okay? If that makes sense, say makes sense in the comments right now for me. Here's the thing, you guys. When you ask for the sale, what's the worst that could happen? Nope, don't want to save money. Cool, then they'll see you in a year and be like, shoot, I should have started that. Whoops, right? That's the worst that could happen. The worst that could happen is that they say no. The worst that could happen is they're like, yeah, I just can't, right? Oh, this is a pyramid. I mean, really think about it. What's the worst that could happen when you ask for the sale? That they don't do it. But you will never know if they were gonna do it if you don't ask for the sale. Does that make sense? So you guys, wake up and smell the coffee. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Because if Ashley, for example, has 5 people coming tonight, Jason has 7 people coming tonight, Tim has 4 people coming tonight, Ryan says she, I think, has 5, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. Those people coming tonight, that's about, say, 20 people for just quick math. If that's 20 people coming tonight, how impactful would it be for our team to grow by 20 people because 4 of you committed and asked for the sale? Holy momentum, right? Wouldn't you like to see Daniel post and tag people saying, these people got sales? Ryan had 5, Ashley had 5, Jason had 7, Mandy had 5, Tim had 4. I mean, wouldn't you like to see those numbers rather than just a couple names of who got 1 and who got 2 and who got 5, right? How would you like it to be you this time? If you guys do not have people coming to the webinar tonight, do not show up yourself. Why? Because for you to continue learning from us by just cheerleading and observing and doing information overload, it's not going to help you. You need to be in the ring. You need to be fighting the fight. You need to be showing up. Don't just show up and be like, oh, I'm here to learn. Go, Kirsty. Yeah, no, don't. You show up tonight because you have people coming, okay? So a couple marketing tips, which maybe that sounds harsh, but maybe that's fire under your butt to actually go get people instead of talking about getting people, okay? Now, I say that out of love. I say that out of courtesy for your business, not for you to just be like, oh, so we have the webinar. If you posted it once on Facebook and didn't get any engagement, and then you didn't post again, it didn't work. Okay. So have you committed to yourself? Have you made the decision to have this SHD business actually work for you? No, probably not. Okay. Persistence trumps talent. Put that in the comments. Persistence trumps talent. It does. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most engaged. You don't have to be the one with the followers. You don't have to be the one with the emails. You don't have to be the one who started 2 years ago compared to the guy who started 2 days ago. It does not matter. What matters is your consistency. So if you want to have 5 enrollments of platinum tonight, you need to have at least 5 people on tonight. So a couple marketing tips and tricks. Tonight, around say 7 p.m. I'd even do 7:30 Eastern, okay? Hey, are you coming? What's the worst I could say? Nope, drop dead and die, don't care. I mean, the worst that could happen is that they're not coming, right? If you don't know if they're coming, you need to point blank ask, have you registered yet? And when they say, yes, I've registered, say, cool, see you in 30. Here's the link again, or something, right? That way they have it. You need to assume the sales so much that you almost feel awkward because you're being salesman-like. You want to know why it's okay to be salesman-like? Because the salesmen in business are the ones who get the sales. What, again, guys, what's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen? They don't show up, or you don't allow your impact to happen because you're worried about what they think of you. They already think something of you anyway. Every single person in your life, your dog, your daughter, your mom, whoever, has a perception of you formed already. Did you hear me? They already have a perception of you. Every single person on right now has a different perception of me. Every single one of you has a different perception. The way you see me is different than the next guy. Totally. So why are you worried about what someone thinks when they already think whatever they think about you anyway? Okay? Are we in the business of hounding people? No. We're in the business of leading with energy, excitement, passion. Everything that Daniel and I always talk about, you lead with those 3 things, you will not fail. If they decide it's not for them, that's on them. It has nothing, no reflection to do with you. Nothing to do with you. If they decide they can't afford $20 a month, if they decide they can't afford $100 a month, their priorities are lacking. It has nothing to do with you. But if you don't follow up and you're not consistent, you can't get the sale. If you do not assume the sale is coming, and if you don't ask for the sale to happen, it cannot happen. So one of the biggest things for tonight, you guys, do not rely on me and Daniel to give the call to action at the end and say, oh, okay, get back to the person who invited you. Do you know how many people are going to get back to you if you don't follow up with them? If you have 10 people coming tonight, there would be 1 or 2 who enroll right away without even talking to you. Okay, these are the true numbers. Okay, this is how it's worked with me. So my webinar, for example, just for good numbers, let's say I had 100 people live. Every time I have done a webinar, whether on my own or with Daniel, I have closed 24 people. You want to know why that happens? Because I follow up like crazy. So if I've done 2 webinars, I've closed, let's say, 50 people minimum, which is actually double and triple that, by the way. Now, why? Because of follow-up. It sounds simple, but yet you guys aren't doing it. That's why I'm talking about it. If you could follow up accordingly, you would have 5 out of 5 closed tonight. And they would be platinum because you'd ask for the sale and you'd assume it was yours, right? You wouldn't be in your head about what they think of you. You wouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm coming across too pushy. No, girl, let them decide if you're too pushy. Again, what's the worst they could say? Hey, you're being pushy. I don't want to do this. Cool, your loss. Bye, Felicia. Who cares, right? It is their loss, is it not? It doesn't matter how many times you follow up. It matters how you follow up, okay? So tonight, I would suggest contacting another 10 people today. 10 people. I would say something like, hey, Bob, I'm having a webinar tonight that I'm super excited about. It's helped me, blah, 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 fill in the blank, save X amount of money, make X amount of money, whatever, pick one. It's helped me work from home with my baby girl. I mean, it could be anything, okay? Hey, Bob, I'm having a webinar tonight I'm super excited about. It's helped me, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come? More than likely, the person will say, what time? And you'll say, 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll go for about 40 minutes. I'll drop the link when you're ready for it. What did I do there? I assumed the sale. I didn't say, let me know. They're not going to freaking let you know. Okay? I will drop the link when you're ready for it. That assumes the sale. You're basically saying the same thing. Let me know when you want the link. But the verbiage is different. One of them leads with, yeah, let me know. I'm just like backpedaling. Don't want to bug ya. Oh, sorry, it's during your dinner. Whoops. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a replay. Like, no, don't be desperate. Assume the sale. Hey, Bob. Okay? Hey, Bob, I'm having a webinar tonight that I'm super excited about. It's helped me, blah, 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 fill in the blank, stay at home with my daughter. And my husband still works and I love it, whatever, okay? I would love to have you come. Thought of you, I mean, however you want to say it. I'm pretty pushy, I'm pretty direct when I message people. So if that's not your flavor, change it a little bit. But you need to assume the sale. They'll probably message back and say, yeah, sure, what time? Or, hey, I'm busy tonight. Is there going to be a replay? Or they won't reply. That's the worst that could happen. They don't reply. They just ignore you or whatever, right? Again, their perception, nothing to do with you, right? Okay, so they ask if there's a replay. You want to know how you market this? If there's a replay, you will be the first to know. You want to know why? Because it's a takeaway. Don't come across desperate like, oh yeah, there's a replay. It's fine. Don't show up tonight. Nope. You got to have some type of fear of missing out. Some type of fear of missing out, because why? Then they would make it a priority. If there's a replay, Bob, I will let you know. Right? That sounds a lot better. That sounds more enticing if I was Bob than like, oh yeah, the replay is available. So like, I don't know why I reached out, because I guess I could have just given you the replay. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? There's got to be some form of like a takeaway so that they want to come. And the reason you send someone something like, hey, Ashley, I'm having a webinar tonight that I'm super excited about. It's helped me stay at home with my new baby girl. Do you want to come? Not can you come? They don't know what time it's at yet, right? You're giving them a reason to message back. Their reason of messaging back would be, yeah, what time? Yeah, I probably can, depending the time, right? That is probably the response you're going to get. They're going to ask what time, which what? Gives a small psychological yes, because they replied. You're giving them all these little yeses that lead to the big yes of enrolling into platinum. Okay? Does that make sense? Put make sense in the comments again for me. Jamie, for example, go watch the replay on this. I don't know how long I've been going, but go watch the replay for sure. Let me think. There's something else I was going to say. Okay, so then you have, 10 people coming tonight who all decided to register today because you're reaching out to 10 people today, okay? Imagine for a moment if you reached out to 10 people per day, regardless of a webinar. We already have a webinar done for you guys. So you could be doing this every single day because we already have a webinar recorded. Holy freak. Anyway, just saying. So then you have 10 people confirm, okay? And then tonight about 7:30 Eastern, I would message all those people with what? Passion, energy, and excitement, and say, see you in 30 minutes, Bob. Here's the link again, right? Not because they didn't register, but because you could even say something like, I'm excited to see you in 30 minutes. Did you get the Zoom link? The confirmation, the one that says like join here, right? You guys all got that when you registered, right? Did you get the Zoom link? I'm excited to see you tonight. Again, what's the worst that could happen? They don't show or they don't reply. They forget. That's the worst that could happen. So follow up. And then you guys, during the webinar, find at least one point of contact, one reason to engage with them during the webinar. Whether that's you messaging them like on Zoom, if you have that ability on Zoom to direct message, Jason Perez, instead of messaging the whole chat, for example. Okay, you can direct message people sometimes. Or that's you messaging them on Facebook. Say it's someone who you have their number. Okay, find one point of contact during the webinar. Hey, did you just hear their testimonial? That's so cool. Or, hey, what did you think about what he just said on blah, blah, blah? Okay? Because then you're engaging them during the webinar. It comes across to them like you thought of them. And what are you doing? You're assuming the sale. Hey, did you just hear Catherine's testimonial? How cool that she blah, blah, blah. Right? Or, oh my gosh, Daniel saved over $1,000 on his auto insurance. Did you hear that? Right? You find one point of contact, one reason to be engaged with the person during the webinar. You confirmed 10 people are coming, for example. You followed up and said, hey, see you in 30 minutes, right? You're giving a little yes by saying, can't wait to see you in 30 minutes. Did you get the Zoom join link? Because then what? They're saying yes. They're giving little yeses, giving to the big yes, right? This is like sales 101, okay? The reason you engage like that is because then you are not salesman-like when you follow up with them during the webinar. And then guess what? You're not salesman-like when you follow up after the webinar is over. It's not like you all of a sudden are just like, hey, remember last week when you registered? Hey, did you watch it? They don't want to hear from you at 9 p.m. They want to hear from you during. They want to hear from you before, because then you're not salesman-like, okay? If you've already been giving them engagement that whole time, it's not random that, oh, now the webinar is over. Are you going to enroll so I can make money? No, you've engaged the whole time. You've built rapport the whole time, okay? So then afterward, when Daniel and I give the call to action of get back with the person who invited you here, you know, enroll tonight, get this, do that, whatever, okay? When we say that, it is now in your court to close your sales. Now, am I here to help with that? Sure. Is Daniel here to help with that? Sure. But you have to lead with passion, energy, and excitement. And put this in the comments. You have to assume the sale. And you have to ask for the sale. Assume the sale, ask for the sale. When you assume the sale and you are leading with passion, energy, and excitement, it's pretty rare that you will not get the enrollment. It's rare. And if you don't get the enrollment, it's either A, because they didn't actually show up, so they have no idea what the freak you're talking about, or B, they're too scared, so they find an excuse as to why they cannot. Okay? But remember, them saying that they can't or they won't has not a thing to do with you. It has every reflection of themselves. It's all about themselves. It's how they perceive themselves. It's how they believe in themselves. It's if they can afford it. It's if they're nervous, whatever, right? So pay attention when they say no and be excited when they say yes. Because all these people in here, did you guys enroll? Some of you enrolled with me. Some of you enrolled, boom, just like that. And some of you had questions, right? It's not that the questions are bad. It's that you on the receiving end have to hear what they're saying. It's not if they can or cannot afford it. That is never the actual reason. It never is. Like I could completely debate that, okay? That's never the actual reason. It's either A, that they don't see it in themselves, so they get nervous of like, how can this work for me? Which from your end would be, I will help you and here's the value in it, right? Which will be presented tonight. That's why you follow up during, so that they have a takeaway, okay? They have something nailed down that relates to them. And then on top of that, if they're not confident in themselves, they will find the excuse of I can't afford it. But yet they could go to Chick-fil-A 3 times and spend $100. Oops. Lack of planning, lack of priority. Okay? So pay attention to what they're actually saying so that you know how to help them. Rather than later on getting into this group being like, no one can afford platinum. You guys know how many other programs I'm in, other people are in this group that are way more expensive than $100 a month. Way more expensive than $100 the first time. And yet people can afford that. So change your perception. If you expect platinums will come. If you think people can't afford it or they don't see the value, you're right. So I'm going to open it up here for a couple minutes. Do you guys have any questions about marketing? Specifically for tonight, how to follow up, what to say, what to not say, whatever else. Do you guys have any questions on that? I'll stay on for here, just a few minutes. Any questions on that? I know there's only a few of you on because this is kind of sporadic. But just so you know, you guys, this applies to every piece of your business. This is not just in prep for the webinar tonight. This applies to every piece of your business. You have to assume the sale and you have to ask for the sale. Oh, right there, Ashley. Assume the sale, ask for the sale. What do you say? Well, lead with passion, energy, and excitement. Hey guys, it's Ashley. I am so excited about a webinar we're doing tonight. It's helped me, blah, 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 blah. And I love it because blah, 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 blah. Okay? Depending on your engagement, that's when you then tell them, how would it feel to do blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, okay, here's an example, like my own example, okay? Hey guys, it's Kirsty. I'm so excited for the webinar we're having tonight. Do you guys want to know why? Put yes in the comments. So see, I'm already drumming up engagement, right? And then they're saying yes, and then I'm calling them out saying, oh, Tim says, oh, Ashley says, oh, Yolanda says. Guys, I love that. Guess what? I just had my girl Jocelyn like a little over a month ago, and during that time, I made blah, blah, blah. Okay? You engage them from the money side of things, the business, working at home, around kids, your own schedule, whatever. You engage them on how you saved money. Guys, I saved $816 on my auto insurance. What the heck? I've been searching for that for so long, and I finally found it with this. Do you guys want to come tonight? Because I can't even handle how excited I am. Like, you just lead with passion, energy, and excitement. Now, Ashley, to drum up a little bit more engagement for how this could be more of like an evergreen video, if someone accidentally comments on it in a week or a month, you want someone to still see that replay and have it be timeless, okay? So what do? You start out, you don't wait for people to get on. You start the video out, hey, it's Kirsty. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I saved $816 on my auto insurance and how I generated X amount since this time, okay? That way, just like TikTok, what are you doing? You're hooking them. You're saying to them why they want to stay for the replay. If you start out and your first 2 minutes is like, yeah, so like, I really like today and it snowed in Colorado, and you've already lost them. They don't even care to stay on the replay. If you want to have your live video, all of you guys, Ashley should not be the only one doing this. If you guys want your live video to continue and be commented on in a week and drum up engagement in a month from something you do today that's 5, 10, 15 minutes long, you have to start out with a hook. Do not start out with, hey guys, Kirsty here. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for people to hop on. Oh, and they don't care. You've already lost them. But if you start out on a live video without anyone being on yet, and you're saying, hey guys, in this live video, I'm going to be talking about how I saved over $800 on my auto insurance each year and how I generated over 20 grand in my first month. Holy freak, I'd want to stay on that webinar, that live video. I'd be like, wait, you did what now? How long is it? Freak, I want to watch, right? Right? I would totally think that if I was the viewer. Does that make sense? Put make sense in the comments for me. Daniel says, I just joined a team of over 800 people who are saving more and more in 2022. Tonight, we're sharing exactly how, who wants in. What does he do? Builds a little bit of value and asks for the sale. Who wants in? Do not, okay, here's a thing. You guys can do it how you want. Like, take it or leave it. Like, this is just what's worked for me. So maybe I'm not the scientist. Maybe I am. I don't know. This is what's worked for me. When you guys do an engagement post on your timeline on Facebook, for example, do not give it away. Don't put register here. Don't freaking do that. Make them message you. You have to give them a reason to engage with you personally. Does that make sense? So don't post on your timeline, hey, I'm hosting a webinar tonight and it's going to be so great and I saved money and I made money and here's the link. See you at 8. Do you know how many people would read that and scroll on by? They would never click your link. They never would. Because you already gave it away. There is no enticement to that. There's no carrot to that. They're like, oh, cool, another thing to read. Who the freak cares? Right? You have to give them a reason to message you. So when Daniel says, for example, oh, freak, I can't find the thing now. Blah, blah, blah. I did this. Who wants in? Who wants in? Then the person does what, guys? Me. Wait, you did what? Daniel, I want information. Can you DM me? Whatever, however they respond. Comment me below, right? You give a direct call to action. Why? To take it off screen. Not because it's a secret, but because if the person wants information, they get to reach out to you. There's rapport there. There's build up there. And then what do? Just like I said earlier, you assume the sale. Hey, Jamie, saw you commented. Would love to chat with you about what we're doing tonight. That's it. You wait for them to respond. But you don't give it away in the post. Don't give it away in the post. Let's see, what else did I miss? So Jay says, as far as sharing the healthcare plans and SHG, best approach because I know they don't offer healthcare or life insurance. Wait, say it, what? I have to read that again. Sharing the healthcare plans and SHG business with my job, what is the best approach? Okay, so as far as sharing the healthcare plans and SHG business, what is my, oh my gosh, I can't even read. With my job, what is the best approach? Daniel, I'd actually like to know what you think of that question. Because I've got a couple thoughts, but I'd love to, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I'd love to know your thoughts. Oh my gosh. I hate that. Then I feel like I have to hold my breath. I'm like, oh, please don't sneeze. It's the worst ever. Best approach, honestly, like my very simple version, Jay, if you're still here, is just the same approach that you would have for any of it. You lead with passion, energy, and excitement. You say how it's helped you and you relate it to them. You do not pitch. You are relatable. That's the biggest hang up that people have is they go into, here's all the features and benefits, when really they need to be told how it can help them. You don't want to tell them how it can help them. You want to ask a question for how they can see how it can help them. Okay? So for tonight, for example, something that is really impactful on a webinar is not to show, here's how much I've made, look at my results, guys. It's, do you see how much I've made? Then they comment the number or something, right? And then you ask them, you make it not about you, you put it to them and you say to them, okay, how would it feel to do that? How would it feel to make X amount? How would your life be impacted by doing whatever it is? Okay. So if, for example, my back office showed today that I made $200, I would briefly say, guys, today on the 22nd, I made $200. Relate it back to them. Put it to them. That's how you do it in the DMs. That's how you do it when inviting someone. That's how you do it on a live video. You relate it to them. You drum up engagement. You pique interest, not satisfy, like Annie says, right? You want it to be a build-up. You want there to be some type of carrot, not you're just done. Like you can't give the whole enchilada away. You have to give a little bit, a piece, okay? So when you're leading with passion, energy, and excitement, you can't go wrong. You really can't, okay? Jamie says, how do you respond to people? If it was legit, you would post it in the comments. I've responded to that kind of crap before, and I've said, because I care about your success as your sponsor, I prefer to DM people because then I can understand what works for them. I make it personal, right? But honestly, it's not even worth your breath. Yeah, bye, Felicia. I agree with Daniel. It's not even worth your breath. You don't need to explain yourself when you're casting pearls before swine. Don't cast pearls before swine. If it's so great, you'd post it in the comments. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. If it's that legit, you'd post it in the comments. Or if the person was that legit, they would just go find your information instead of being spoon-fed from the start. Just saying. Oh, you just have to post it. Go find it. Go be resourceful, you weirdo. I would delete it, Jamie. Yeah, why not? Something like on a Facebook reel, something like your Facebook page, you can delete the comment. I even posted something about kids this morning on my timeline because that's what I do. It's mom life, right? It's relatable to people. I had someone who's a follower of mine post, that's not true at all, I totally disagree, whatever she said. Didn't respond back, I just deleted the comment. And it had nothing to do with business. But I don't need that negativity, so I delete it. you know? If you were, yeah, you bum. Okay, guys, any other questions for me? I don't even know how long I've been going, so, you know. Hi, Bo. What's up? Little stinker. Any other questions, you guys? Let me know. Let me know. And if you guys, I think everyone should be like Ashley, and I think that you guys should do a live video today. I don't even freaking care if you've never done it before. Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way. As Jason said the other day, stop stopping yourself. Go do a freaking live video. Do you know how many people don't ever do live videos? And guess what? They already have a perception of you anyway. So who cares what they think? Go do a live video. Start it with a hook. Make it timeless. Okay? Ask for hashtag replay. Why? Because it boosts it into the algorithm. That's the only reason why you want to hashtag the replay. Or hashtag, you know what I mean. Because it boosts it back into the algorithm when people do that. Go do a live video. And we'll see you on the webinar tonight. Expect platinums and they will come. If you want to have 3 to 5 sales tonight, you have to get at minimum 3 to 5 people on. Don't come if you're just coming to cheerlead. Don't care to see you there. Love ya, but don't need you there if you're just going to be a cheerleader. Okay? And get people on. Assume the sale. Ask for the sale. You have to ask for the sale. You get to follow up. Daniel and I are freaking awesome, but we're not going to babysit you. We're not going to entitle you. We're not going to make it so you sit around and be lazy. You have to follow up. So if you need to watch this again, please go do that because this is super, super important. Following up before, during, and after. There's a rhyme and reason to it. Little yeses lead to the big yes, okay? And we'll see you tonight. If you have additional questions, let me know. Drop them in the comments here so everyone can learn. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.